Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toyscapedes channel in Malaysia. Today in the review spotlight, it's the man with the giant fist of doom, Fisto. Now I've stated previously that I'm not really a huge fan of Fisto. He always struck me as somewhat plain and ordinary when measured up against the rest of the He-Man universe. Sort of an average barbarian-looking figure that could belong in any fantasy or sword and sorcery universe, not just Masters. But hey, he is an essential member of the team nonetheless, and he does have a lot of fans out there. And plus, he does have a truly impressive-looking beard. A beard that's the envy of all men out there. Back of the card, and as expected, we are treated to some fantastic artwork. In fact, when the day comes when they've stopped giving us great looking art on these packages, that's when you know they've given up. Okay, so the visual here is another sensational action shot. This time we get both Fisto and Jitsu going straight for each other. Both these guys have always paired up really well since all the way back from their introduction in the 1980s. Fisto was the guy with the spring-loaded fist-slamming action in his right hand, and Jitsu was his opponent with the spring-loaded karate chop action on his right hand. And you know what? It's excellent that we also get Stridor here in the background. Stridor being Fisto's faithful horse. Now Fisto and Stridor have gone back, all the way back since, the historic two-pack days, where Mattel would pack them both together in one awesome looking window box package. You know what? I'm giving this thing a closer look and I can actually make out this black horse in the back behind Jitsu. It's Night Stalker, the nemesis to Stridor. Wow, man. You know what? When it comes to fan service, these guys don't miss a beat. Inside the package, we have the same instructional guide. But you also get a neat black and white portrait of Fisto with very clean outlines, in case you wanted to trace it for a graphic novel that you're working on. Yeah, And aside from that, you also get the Sucker Punch comic book. Now, I'll have the review on this one coming separately, but as you can see from the cover, Fisto is definitely one of the main stars of the book. And now, my friends, it's time for the main event. In this corner, the reigning champion, the man with the right hand of doom. Let's give it up for Fisto! Let's also get a good look at that beard, man. Now this is the kind of facial hair on a man that some women would do anything for. Get a beard like that and you'll never be single on a Saturday night. Now, the portrait is very similar to his vintage original, which I'll also bring out a bit later. So this is a true homage of sorts. They didn't give him an alternate look or anything like that. Just the same calm and confident look. And deadly. Yeah, deadly as a furry bear. Now, his body armor looks good. Spoiler though, it's the same armor as that of Clam Champ's. Yeah. Now, where's the champ? Let's get him out here. Okay, let's get him out here. Let's get these two buddies side by side. You see that? They may look different from a distance, but the armor is just cleverly repainted. Actually, you know what? Why isn't Fisto a deluxe figure? I mean, they could have given him more stuff, all right? Like an alternate angry head, more weapons, and made him less dull. Yeah. Okay. Easy there in the comments, all right? I didn't mean it like that, okay? Well, actually, yeah, maybe I did. Now, Fisto here comes with all the usual articulated parts that you would expect from a MOTU Origins action figure. And I was actually, in fact, gearing up to show you his spring-loaded right arm feature, except that he doesn't have one. What? I mean, why even put a Fisto figure out there if you're not planning to go all out? The Origins line has been doing a pretty good job of replicating the look and the features of the 1980s originals, but they decided to give Fisto here just a normal right arm without the classic spring-loaded gimmick, meaning that if you wanted his fist to come pounding down, you're just gonna have to do it manually. Boring, dude! And the other thing, as it turns out, the massive steel hand is in fact non-removable. I mean, I'm trying to get the damn thing off. Come on! But no, man, it's welded in there, welded shut. You know what? This is just some bullshit, man. Fisto also comes with his classic longsword. I have to say that I'm impressed with the quality on this thing. Now, because the vintage longsword had very soft plastic that was almost bendable, and this section of the hilt would always break. Like just a gentle tug on this thing and it would crack, okay? However, on the new one, it's super sturdy. So what you gotta do is that you're gonna have to fit this into his left hand, since the right hand is already occupied and doesn't have a grip function. You know what? First time a basic MOTU figure doesn't have an open hand, right? Okay. Big hand, big sword, big beard. And he's ready to slash and pound. Just slash and pound. Slash and pound. Okay, guys, let's check out both the new and vintage Fisto figures side by side. Now, I gotta say that I haven't taken down the vintage figure for Fisto from the shelf in quite a while. And man, he sure does look weathered. Now, let me know in the comments though, who's got the better beard? The vintage one looks pretty primal, I gotta say. But the new one, I don't know, man, he looks almost distinguished. Yeah, you could put a suit on him and he could be Hercule Poirot about to solve an Agatha Christie mystery. You know what? What do you guys think about that? I did initially think that the giant fist hand on the new Fisto was smaller than the original, but putting them here side by side, you can see that they are in fact the same size. You just have to choose which color is your favorite, silver or gold. Now this is one area where the vintage figure beats the new one hands down. The spring-loaded action feature. You see how much fun this is? Look at that. You could do this for hours, man. Be gone, you faker! Ah! 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 Honestly, guys, the more that I handle the Fisto figure, I gotta say that he's growing on me a bit. Okay, he's actually very fun, but I would say that there are some really obvious missed opportunities here. Most glaringly would be the fact that the spring-loaded arm feature is actually omitted entirely, and there's actually no excuse for it. Okay, because if you think about it, this entire wave, it's a pretty lazy wave to begin with. Okay, because you've got two reissues, Merman and Evelyn, and then you have Faker, who's a new figure but technically made up of entirely reused parts, and then you get down to Fisto, who's the only entirely new character in this wave. So the only figure that they actually had to shell out the funding for, or some measure of funding for, would be Fisto right here. And how hard would it be to work in that spring-loaded arm feature? Okay, this was technology all the way back from the 1980s. You telling me that they couldn't work it in today? Yeah, so that's pretty much the only major gripe that I have here with Fisto. And it kind of sucks too, because it kind of shows us that, you know, when we eventually get something like Jitsu later down the road, he's not gonna have the karate chopping action either. So you know what? That just completely sucks. Okay, so that's the video, guys. Now, if you stayed on until the end, I do thank you for your time. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you think of Fisto right here. And also, give me your thoughts on the new wave and what you think of it. And let me know, what else is going on. Okay, like what MOTU figures are you collecting? And just share anything MOTU related in the comments trail. And do leave me, of course, a like if you enjoyed the video. And I hope that you'll share the content out. This, I believe, at this moment right here, it's another YouTube first. Okay, this is the first video review for the MOTU Origins Fisto figure on YouTube. Okay, so yeah, do share it out. And do join me again. I'll be back real soon with more video content. Thank you.